Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter Miss Rosie Swarbrick. Rosie, Wolves 0, Man United 0. We've been treated to some stunning games over this season. I mean, absolute stunners. That wasn't one of them.
No, it was a very lacklustre game.
Yeah.
It was, for me, it was two teams of football that didn't want a cup run and didn't want a replay, but then left it too late to sort of do something on either foot, I think.
Yeah, it was the replay no one wanted, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's so many games, and we've talked so much about the ridiculous schedule, and this just adds another one to it. I mean, United play City, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday in the Carabao. There's a game on Saturday. Now there's a game. We all go to Old Trafford at some point next week. Look, something needs to be done, doesn't it? Because it is too much. Even with a much changed side tonight, we just want a resolution. We want to get through these rounds, don't we?
But the thing is, the FA Cup is a historic competition, an important competition, and I think when we're talking about Man United and the Carabao Cup, I think that's the competition that needs to be sort of resolved rather than the FA Cup. I still think that there is nothing wrong with the FA Cup. We need to keep it the sort of same. Like Premier League sides coming in at round 3, that still has to happen because that's historic. It's just a historic competition.
It's gone to the Carabao. I mean, Carabao goes to penalties now, so you think it's worked pretty well.
Yeah.
But you think just maybe the smaller teams getting the chance of the replay and the gate receipts and all that kind of romance.
You can't. It's a romance of the FA Cup, isn't it? Even Wolves fans getting to go to Old Trafford again. It's in seasons gone by, they haven't had that opportunity all the time. I know now that Wolves are an established Premier League team, but I just think I like the history of the FA Cup. I don't want to change it. I think it's just a case now of people just adapting and realising, and squads. The thing with Wolves is the small squad, whereas other Premier League teams have bigger squads. I know going back about 10-15 years ago, Arsenal were playing a weakened team in many competitions just because of the schedule. It's not new.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Talk about the romance of the FA Cup, but at the same time, 10-15 years ago, every single team were playing a full strength side. Now it's very rare that you see any team in the top flight playing a full strength side. No. So we saw two sides today, mixed bag really, and it showed on the pitch, didn't it? I mean, a lot of players who don't really play a lot with each other, haven't had a lot of game time, and it definitely showed for the 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think today really stressed the importance of Raul, it stressed the importance of Gian Moutinho, and also stressed the importance of Johnny. I thought all three made an impact when they came off the bench. All three were missed. We also saw a few little tweaks, didn't we, in the team, where we saw Max Kilman come back into the side. We saw John Ruddy also come in, and I think shout out to John. We just talked to him in the mix zone before about his clean sheet. He's kept a clean sheet, but really there's no chance of him staying in the team because of how good Rui Patricio is. And
he's probably the happiest person in that dressing room, isn't he?
That's my back page. Well, I think that's back page. Monday out the window, come on. Sorry. But he's one of the happiest people in there, and it was a good performance. I think Dendoncker had a little bit of a shaky game for me.
He's had a few little rugby games, hasn't he? The quality's obviously there, but players go through little periods where they need to just take stock and get a little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit. It was one of those where it's good to see. You saw Neto and Vinagre on that left wing, and maybe perhaps it's too soon for them to establish themselves on that left wing. We really missed Johnny today. When he came on, he brought steel, brought that extra little bit of jazz to that left wing, didn't he? A little bit of jazz. Doc, unfortunate with the goal, he said, held his hands up in the sort of press and said, he's headed it onto his arm.
Well, he held his hands up in the goal as well.
So it's one of it.
Yeah, it was strange, wasn't it? Because obviously the probably two best chances fell to Doc. The first one really good save by Romero. The second one, it just doesn't quite work. It shouldn't really be there. It was a free header, wasn't it? Really, I thought it was just going to hit the back of the net. It's a strange one, really.
He just sort of said, we just it was just one
spur of the moment
things.
Thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's football, isn't it? Everyone can't be perfect, can they? It's just one of those situations, isn't it?
It is. Look, Solskjaer and Nuno both called for replays to be scrapped, but I can understand that there are arguments for and against. I guess we've just been treated to some fantastic forms, some fantastic results. It's just all a bit flat, isn't it, after that?
Yeah, but clean sheet's important. I think Wolves have only had 4 clean sheets in the Premier League so far this season, so I think it's important for Conor Cody and company, even though it's a little bit of a tweak back line. Leander came back, moved back, didn't he, to the back 3. against, I keep wanting to say at the weekend, but it was Wednesday.
I lose
We're
track
on
of
the
days these
weekend.
days.
We
I
don't
don't know what day it is anymore. I don't know what day it is anymore.
And Max Kilman getting a clean sheet as well. You know, I think it's important. That clean sheet's important, and how they limited United to the amount of chances that they limited Man United, didn't they, to chances.
Yeah, and Benny Ashley-Seal got 45 minutes. Unfortunately, had to be withdrawn through illness, but I thought he did pretty well. One person, of course, who wasn't present was Patrick Cutrone, left out of the squad. Nuno said afterwards that he had a conversation with Patrick and decided that he wouldn't be involved today. Admitted that there was a chance he could be leaving Wolves. Do we feel that we've seen the last of Cutrone in a Wolves shirt?
Yeah, I think the writing's on the wall after today, really. I think if he was going to fight for his shirt, fight for the chance, he'd played today. This was an opportunity that we were all expecting him to. Yeah. The fact that he hasn't,
smacks of a don't play him, don't get injured if we're going to get a move out for you, isn't it, really?
That's what it spells.
You surprised that they've kind of like decided to let Cutrone go if the right offer comes in for him so soon?
It's one of those cases, isn't it? Nuno likes working with a small squad, and if it's a case of get Cutrone out, get more attackers in, someone who's,
better.
Well, who can challenge Raúl Jiménez for that number one striker role, because as much as you can argue that Cutrone's not had a chance, he's not banging on the door and making you question. At the moment, Raúl's first name on the team sheet, rightly so, but Cutrone's not sort of got there and gone.
Yeah, he's missing chances. Obviously, he struggled to pick up the language.
Yeah.
It's just, you look at maybe someone like a Traoré last year, and he was struggling, and they kept on with him. Obviously, they saw something with him that they potentially haven't with Nuno. Nothing's guaranteed yet. And you never know. Football's a funny place. We might see him starting at Old Trafford a week on Tuesday or Wednesday.
You never know. And one of the things is, we could be talking about a loan, so he could be back in the summer. It's one of those sometimes, isn't it? Football is sometimes a results game. It's immediate impact. I know we talked about the development of Traoré, the development of Dendoncker. It took him quite a while to get into the side, didn't it? It's one of those things where, but when you're talking about strikers, and we've looked at, if you compare it to Pedro Neto, who's had his chances in recent weeks, taking it by the scruff of the neck, and I think Pedro Neto's looking at one of the really exciting and promising prospects in this Wolves side. Like, look at the way that he just takes on the ball, that speed that we saw at Watford, him getting his first Premier League goal at Watford the other day. I think he's really taken on the sort of mantle. He's taken the opportunities like you'd have expected Cutrone to take them. That's what I'm thinking.
No, fair play. I say one person's excited about Old Trafford next week. Two people are. Rosie Swarbrick hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, I've never been to Old Trafford. Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, maybe the food might not be as good as Molineux. Well, that's what we got to think about.
Remains to be seen.
I don't know. It's just good because I can get home to the northwest and just sort of like a home game for me, innit? So I can pop in.
Happy days. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to sign you off. Can I sign you off? Are you sure? Sorry. You want to finish your sentence?
No, I'll fall asleep.
Fingers crossed for round 4. Wolves 0, Man United 0. Not a classic. For all the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.